Hey you, it's Reese, and we are back with another prophetic word. As I said in the last prophetic word I did, I'm not really doing prophetic words too much right now. There's way too much spiritual warfare going on, and I don't feel comfortable doing prophetic words right now. I do not want to lead anyone astray because I wasn't sure who I was hearing from or getting interpretation from. But this word I specifically was praying on today, just kind of asking God where I was, because this seems like a very unfamiliar phase to me, very unfamiliar season, and just kind of this season's kind of really sucking for me. So I was praying, just asking God, where exactly am I? How long am I going to be here? When do I leave? Where do I go after this? What is my purpose here? Why do you have me here right now? Why do I feel so disconnected from you? Why do I just feel so just numb to things and people? Like, what's going on? So he gave me a word, and I know I'm not the only one going through this right now. So I am releasing it in hopes that it brings clarity and confirmation and just better understanding of where you might be, what season you might be in right now. But yeah, he gave me this word this morning, liminal. And I'm going to read you the dictionary examples. One is occupying a position at or on both sides of a boundary or threshold, or relating to a transitional or intentional stage of a process. So I'm going to give you one of the examples that I read, and I was just like, yeah, that sounds about right. If you're in between two places or experiences, especially if you're transitioning between them, you're in a liminal place. An example, teenagers are in that liminal stage between childhood and adulthood, not always an easy place to be. And that could go for spiritually. Some of us are, coming from, babes to toddler ages in the spirit, your spiritual maturity, or from toddlers to, elementary school, and from elementary school to middle school. So, middle school to high school, so on and so forth. So that's just an example of what this word means. It says, hold on. I'm looking for the exact one I found earlier though. Liminal spaces are transitional or transformative spaces, and such places are often associated with a forlorn atmosphere, a disconnection from the concept of reality. Yes. And a fluid or sometimes neglected aesthetic. They are the waiting areas between one point in time and space and the next. And so when I was asking God, like, where do you have me? Why am I here? What am I doing here? What's my purpose here? Just what's going on? I feel out of place. I feel out of sort. I feel disconnected from you. I feel disconnected from the world, kind of like I don't feel right. I feel uncomfortable. I feel like I'm in a standstill in my life. And so he gave me this word, and that's basically what he's saying. You're leaving one part of your life that was, very, that formed, a part of you. And then you're headed into the next part of life that will form another part of you. But you're not quite there yet, or you're just entering it, and then you're not fully out of this phase. So you got these two phases. God's bringing you here. You're coming from here, but you're not quite here yet. So you're in the middle, and it's just kind of like lost in time, lost in space, like you're just kind of floating in space. I want to say that's how I feel, just kind of floating out there into the unknown. Like I have no clue what's going on right now. And that's what God is saying for me, and that's what he might be saying for some of you that are experiencing the same feelings I've been experiencing. Just kind of And it could also be with what he's getting out of you. You know, a lot of you are in pressure moments because he's purging and pruning and trying to get you prepared for the promised land. And, you know, there's certain habits and things and people that we have to rid ourselves from before we get to the promised land. And this is that kind of moment in space where you're almost there and you've left here, but you're not quite here yet. So you're just floating in the middle of it, of both periods in time, both seasons. And God could be using this time where you're just kind of floating, kind of at a standstill, maybe a little bit, to continue preparing you and equipping you to get to this side, to get to this, to cross the Jordan, to get to the promised land. And that could be, for some of us, he might be needing to rid us of and deliver us from certain things and or people. Some of us, it's just, his perfect timing. We don't always know what's the holdup to his perfect timing. To us, it's a holdup. God's like, it's not time yet. Some of us, it may be a holdup, it may be a delay, and then some of us, it's just not his timing yet. So you're just kind of floating there in between these two periods of time where you're leaving one place that you've outgrown, but you haven't fully grown. You're not fully ready for the next phase of your life. So you're just in the middle, kind of feeling stuck. So hopefully this gives someone some clarity on where you may be at right now. And just continue to pray. That's one of the prophetic word/Bible studies he sent me, I think early this morning or late last night. And she was just talking about prayer, consistent prayer. I have fallen off my prayer with him, kind of sleeping in the mornings, not getting up as early as I usually do. Prayer, just kind of talking to him throughout the day, not setting aside like specific time to just sit in his presence. So I've been slacking on that, not because I want to, just the desire hasn't been there. So I have to pray. I have to pray for the desire to pray. And then he's put me in a place, in a situation where it's bumping up my prayer game. I am pushed into a space of consistent prayer because there's a lot of temptation where I'm currently at, and it's going to take me to be in consistent prayer to get through these demons that he's pushing me to face and finally overcome. Like, I've been fighting the good fight, but I guess right now he's like, I'm going to put you in the dead center of a situation to where you're going to have nothing to do but pray to fight this stuff. And I've been failing thus far, unfortunately. So that's what he gave me today, is basically I need to bump up my prayer game. And he put me in a situation that'll do just that. I have to be in consistent prayer to get out of the stronghold and chains and being bound by the enemy. So I pray that blesses you all. I pray your day as well. That's all I got for you on this word. Until next time, remember, God loved you then. No matter what you did back then, he loves you now. No matter what you're doing now, and he'll love you in the future. No matter what you may do in the future, God loves you and he calls you righteous. So stay righteous. And I'm out. You guys have a blessing. Bye.